First things first. Evelyn, my crypto portfolio goes up when I'm with you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. To pay off the house. Pay off the house. How about no, Scott? So let's talk cryptos. Listen, my friends. I'm going to show you this. As if you probably haven't already looked 400 times today. Bitcoin 8,500. Oh no. Ripple up a hair. Bitcoin Cash up a hair. Okay. You know, from where it was, of course. Even Litecoin creeping. Stellar. Good. Let's take a look at the top performers. Okay. Yeah. Well, at least Stellar's a little close up there. That's good. Because I don't have this one, or this one. So yeah, I'd like to see Stellar up there. Next one, next page. Bridgecoin in Crypterium. Interesting. Problem. Bridgecoin. Volume. $19,000. Not happening. Not getting caught in that. No, sir. However, Crypterium, 600,000. Yeah. Again, if you're only playing with, $1,000 or something, there's plenty of room in there for you, obviously, right? And quite a few on the. Nice to see some greens here. Quite a few greens today. But again, I mean, they've got to catch back up from where they were. I mean, Pillar was 30 cents the other day, went up to 40 something, right? A little over 40, I think, or maybe it touched 40, whatever it was. Back down to 30. Here's the thing. Out of all these sell-offs, including the brutal ones, and then including those, but even including some that weren't even that bad, as compared to this one we just got of the last 2 days. Or 3 days, I guess, technically. This last one, which is odd, I felt more pumped up and jazzed, like, I'm going to make some moves. Now, I told you once, I told you twice, I'm going to tell you again. My top 3 right now. I'm feeling this. Litecoin, Theta, Digibyte. What about some others, Joe? You have a top 6? Redcoin. I still like EOS, even though Big Weir makes a good point with the people behind it. Not necessarily Dan Lermer, but the other people. I'll probably feel better when I finally get out of that one. But I got to add EOS. I mean, I'm in the thing at 60 cents. It's over here touching $20 today. It's probably 14 or 15. All right, so let's go. Litecoin, Theta, Digibyte, Stellar, definitely Stellar, EOS, Redcoin. Okay, that's 6. And I'd say those are probably top 6 for me, roughly. Roughly speaking, without pulling up everything I got over here. But that, I'm pretty certain, is very accurate. I talked to a couple of the remote viewer team guys this morning. And I'm just going to tell you this. Why? Because it's my effing YouTube channel, and I feel like telling you this. And you might want to listen if you're interested in cryptos. So, my mom is psychic. She's blown away pretty much everybody she's giving a reading to. And including these people that I've met, became friends with, hey, come, Bill and his wife, Chris. Remember, he was the guy I was in the back porch with doing we're talking C60 the first time back in October, November, whatever. He came back like 2+ months ago. Got a reading again. Nothing much really changed. My mom, yep, you're still moving. I still see you guys moving. They're in Nebraska. Where you guys are moving south. It could be Texas. It might be Florida. It could be like South Carolina. You guys are moving down this way. She said that last year. She said it again. Yes, it's still on. She told them when asked the time frame, I feel like it could be before June, but it could be like during June or before, like around there. So, hey, we're May 12th. June's right around the corner. Of course, we got an entire month of June, so we'll call it, 45 days worth of June, or this, my mom's prediction, if you will, about them. Not to say my mom's not no psychic's 100% accurate, FYI, in case you didn't know that, but she's blowing people away. Again, I get text all the time. Joe, she told me this. Trader Boss, Pete, both of them, you guys are replacing appliances. These are like almost brand new, Joe. Well, whatever. She said it. Hey, Joe, Pete here. I know it's been a few months, but your mom said, appliance? I just changed an appliance. Thanks. Trader Boss. Oh, it's funny. Trader Boss, I just hung up with him like 10 minutes ago. He just replaced an appliance too. Interesting. Pete. Not Pete. Roy. Roy, the NASA dude. Joe, let your mom know someone from the family came in and asked to borrow some money. Never happened before. She nailed it. She said that was going to happen. And within the time frame, I think she said also, by the way. I'm just sharing it with you because my mom feels very good about cryptos too. But she told Bill and Chris, his wife, him and his wife, you're moving. I see you moving. It's going to be around June. During June, maybe a little before June. I'm seeing June. You're moving. Now, Bill is a contractor. Builds houses, you know, as a contractor. And is telling me, Joe, all that stuff you talk about housing, man, I think you're right. Land was going for big money up here and houses, everything. He's like, and I lost money on that deal. I broke even on this one, and I've got one more I think I'll actually make a couple bucks on. And he did, ultimately, because he told me later, yep, I finally sold that last one. He's like, I'm done. I'm out. I'm not dealing with it anymore. My wife, she works, and, you know, they can afford things with her salary, honestly. But he says, I'm done. I can't. I'm scared I'm going to lose my butt and building another house or something again right now. So he's like, man, he's like, and we don't have any, you know, and I've been talking to him recently. He's like, you know, we don't have, because he said she sees like this money coming. This money comes in, and then we're moving based on the money coming in. And he's like, we have nothing else. There's nothing either her or I can think of that's going to give us a lump sum of money other than our crypto portfolio. And I'm not going to tell you the exact amount he needs or he has, but he's got a nice little nest egg. I'll say that, you know, decent for sure. So I'm thinking to myself yesterday, and again, today's Saturday, so Friday and then Thursday. Let's go back to Thursday. Now that I brought you up to speed on that my mom's prediction for him and this and that, it can only be his crypto portfolio in his mind. There's nothing else. They're positive. Cryptos have to do good, and, you know, by the looks of it, June's here. They got to do good soon. And not only that, cryptos, it better be specific to what he's holding the most of, correct? Right? I mean, like your top 3 or 4 or 5, you need to really move good in order to be able to sell in at least some of them and move, right? I mean, it's safe to say that. So Thursday comes, I'm watching that video from Sharon Michelle and her husband, and, you know, they're talking about 9-cent digibyte or a 4-cent digibyte turning into, which really was 2 cents when they initially did the prediction. She did, and they thought it was $9 because they heard, or $900 because they heard 900, but Spirit meant 900 cents because you were talking cents when you asked. They did like a double and then a triple confirmation. Yes, it was cents, whatever. So I watched that video. That's the one I'm talking about. And when I was done watching the video, I mean, again, it was pretty much what Michelle White Dove's picks were, that originally she did like back in February, end of February, March, when we did that first initial introduction on my channel with her, and she blogged about it, and I read you guys what she said. It was all free, you know, wasn't nothing charged for. Those initial picks, it had Redcoin and Digibyte and Litecoin, all that stuff. So that her husband had access easily to that, so he's basically kind of blindly fed it to her to see what she would think. And then one of the things was yes and no questions that were all blind. Like all you got was, hey, Sharon, question number 1, yes or no? Okay, question number 2, yes or no? Without asking or her getting to see the question. And then she did another confirmation with the psychic she's related to, and blindly tested them on the same stuff and got it also. Like identical answers to her. Yes on that one, no on that one, and like I don't like that. Like I didn't feel real good about that one. Like there's a few where, like a couple I think she said where it wasn't really a yes or no, but it was more like a, yeah, I don't know about that, you know. And that was her feeling too. So it was pretty interesting. When I got done watching the video, again, it's about an hour long, I was like, Michelle, her, like, even the viewing stuff, we think we know what's coming, you know, Litecoin prices, not. I'm like, everything in my body told me Litecoin, Theta, Digibyte. And in whatever order you honestly feel like you should put your portfolio, to be honest with you. It's up to you. But those are the top 3 I'd say I'd like to have the most of my money in, right? And I've said that now like 3 times. That makes 4. So that's Thursday. I wake up and decide on Friday I'm going to make a couple moves. I'm looking at my stuff. I'm like, oh, I already got a decent amount of Redcoin. I've got a decent amount of Digibyte. Of course, I have my nest egg. Most of my nest big, lopsided whatever part of my portfolio was Litecoin. But I was like, I needed a little bit more Digibyte. Let me add a little bit more of that. And Theta, I said, you know what? Even at 18 cents, grabbed a few more Theta. Give me some Theta. And I felt, I kind of topped it off, so to speak. There's a little, can you top me off? Yeah, okay, thanks. That's all. I'm like, okay, so I'm, talking to some close friends and stuff, and like, guys, man, I'm telling you, I think, I think I'm gonna, these need to be my top, like, these are my top 3. I'm gonna start telling everybody, because I'd been talking about this for the last couple of days. So I'm sitting in bed last night. So that was Friday. I did my little couple moves, whatever, and then Friday comes and goes. Night doesn't go yet. It's nighttime. It's around 11 o'clock at night, I think, 10:30, 11. And I'm sitting there. My wife's reading a book next to me in bed. I was just about to watch the Bering Sea Gold that I recorded, and I put it on and I stop and pause it. I'm like, something is telling me right now, grab your phone, text or call whatever, Bill and Chris, the guy that my mom said's moving, and ask him what his portfolio is, because I need to tell him. I feel it in me right now to tell him, I feel so strong, make sure those are your top 3. And I'm thinking, here I am, feeling that I need to tell him this, and if he completely switches out his portfolio, did I just mess up what my mom told him, or did I just put in place what my mom told him, and these things are about to run like crazy, and then he can move? I'm like, but the feeling was so strong, it didn't matter. I'm going to tell him. So I said, before I tell him, I want to know what he has, because I'm probably going to tell him, sell off that one, and put those into this one, I felt like that's what I was going to tell him to do. So I text him, hey, what's your top 3 or 4 in your portfolio? And he says, I'll take a screenshot and I'll show you. Why? And I don't know if I answered why right off the bat. And he's had this particular portfolio of the top 3 of his portfolio anyways. For a while. Okay? So he's already had this. And yes, you probably already know where I'm going with this. I'm going to try to find the text here in a second. You probably already know what I'm going to say, or what I'm going to show. But I can't actually show it because it shows all his numbers. And I don't know if I can really block this out appropriately. It's got the top total value, and then it has each individual coin. I'll just go ahead and tell you. Wonder if I can. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I can pull one of these off on you. Maybe I can do that. You see those 2 top coins? Guess what they are? My order was Litecoin, Theta, Digibyte. Not that it mattered. His order, top 3 coins, Litecoin, Digibyte, Theta. I said, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. That's good news because I don't have to tell him to change his freaking portfolio. And imagine if I did, and then the stuff he was in was actually the good stuff. And my mom got it right, and I just effed him in the A. At the same time, if I'm right, and I had to switch his portfolio up, I just made my mom's prediction come true unbeknownst to either of us. So what's the best solution that could happen? He already has the top 3 that you have. You have to be kidding me. So, what does that mean? I don't know, you tell me. All I know is everything that I'm looking at, I am not changing my mind. I'm not changing my opinion. These cryptos are here to stay, And I can assure you the banksters are having meetings behind the scenes, getting ready to pounce with huge amounts of money. And when they come in, they're not going to pick and choose a few. When they go into a market, it's going to be like you saw last May, when everything across the board just got flooded with money. All cryptos rose. All cryptos went nice and high. Out of nowhere. Why did that one rise? They all, again, cliff high. Rising tides raise all ships. He kept saying that. That's exactly what happened in May of last year, 2017. And then, of course, sell off this one, that one. Money moves from here over to that. You know, we saw that. That's typical in a market. Especially, you know, this market, cryptos. And it's going to happen again. Except I got a sneaky suspicion the amount of money coming in this time, it's going to be giant. So then I get a call. Now stand by. You're going to love this, but stand by. I got to pull a Bitcoin Ben on you real quick. My wife just brought me this. You do a little swish around like it's wine. You know, you do a little. You know, get it all over the taste buds. Watch. Just like that. And instead of going, you go. You pull a Chewbacca out of your rear end. So, I get a call this morning. From the remote viewing team that's dealing with the crypto viewing YouTube channel, Dick Algar, those guys. It wasn't him, but it was one of the guys that does some of the targeting, and another guy, etc. I know them both. I talk to them, you know, periodically. Real good guys. Same mindset as me. All of them. We want to help people. This isn't about getting ourselves rich, and that's it. Let's get everybody rich. Like, and one of their big focuses, I'm telling you, which is why I love these guys. And same with these psychics. They feel the same way. Like if you saw Sharon Michelle, even Michelle White Dove, all of them. You can take, you know, it's nice because you can take a smaller amount of money and make it go a lot higher. And that's the mindset these guys are at too. So anyways, and we talked a little bit about that. So they're telling me their next report's getting ready to come out. You know, they're working on some things. They've got the crypto report. They've got kind of the woo-woo report. They're going to kind of do two different things. It's for their Patreon subscribers, that sort of thing. There's going to be some pretty incredible stuff coming. I'm just going to tell you that. Both in the crypto world and some woo-woo stuff. And I don't have that in front of me, but they told me they'd give it to me in advance. And I said, it'd be in your best interest to do so because I'm probably going to go ahead and pump this thing for you because I already got it. I mean, we already talked about a little bit of what was in there. It sounds good, and people are going to want to know about this. And it's y'all's side. It's your stuff. I'm not getting any money out of this. This isn't for me. It's for them. Let them get it. Like, give them the remote viewing team some money. They need it, you know? Let these guys start getting to a place where they can actually live off this stuff instead of having to work a day job, you know? But in that conversation, I said, look, can I just ask you guys? You know, Theta? Oh, yeah, Theta. You know, without saying too much, I felt like the answer was Theta's going to be good. Can I ask you one more question? There's one more coin. We already know Litecoin, you know, Dick Algar 3000 at least. Are you guys going to redo that to try to figure out, can we figure out a higher top? He said, yeah, that's in the works, but not like right, like there's other things that we feel are just more important right now. Got it. No problem. Is by chance Digibyte in that report? Yes, it is. Is it safe to say it looks good? Yes. Come on. So I had to then tell them the story that I just told you. Thursday night, I was watching the thing. I had to call Bill. After that, I decided Friday I'm going to make a move just to put a little bit more in, you know, top off, you know, my holdings. And then they call me out of nowhere. Was not expecting it this morning, Saturday. And two of my top coins, they didn't say if they were top coins or not. They just said basically, you know, what I gathered talking to them was, yeah, these should be good. You know what I mean? Timing and all that, not so sure. We didn't get into that stuff. Just coin period. Is it, you know, think it's good? Oh yeah, Digibyte's in it. Yeah, Digibyte. Excellent. So I just got like quadruple confirmation in my mind anyways that these are going to be really, really good. And that was that's when we kind of got into another conversation about some of the, not necessarily Digibyte, but I'm going to tell you now, I feel like Digibyte's going to be one too. But other coins that they're focused on where you or the average person who can maybe come up with a couple $100. That's all I got. Next thing you know, you turn it into $20,000 or $30,000. That kind of a thing. That's what they're gonna at some point, or maybe during part of the process, I'm not sure, focus on. Let's try to find some of these for the average person to make it. Home is what you make it. You like to see homos naked? Nah, boy, home. Home and what you make it. Well, if you like to see homos naked, that's your business. Nah, boy, home. Home and what you make it. Damn, boy, you dumb something? Everybody know that. More Joe Dirt, the movie. Love that. And I love that little chubby cheek kid. You don't know Rule 3? Bill, I was talking to Bill because when I was talking to him last night, we always throw that Joe Dirt back and forth. He said something about 900, and we were talking about the 900 cents versus $900 for Digibyte, the mistake. Basically means $9 Digibyte. And Sharon Michelle says she feels like it'll be here January. You better get ready to sell by January 2019 because it'll be between $8 and $10. You don't want it to hit the all-time high, then start selling because then it's going to, everyone else is going to be selling too. And that's what she said. But when he said something about 900, he sounded like that kid. $900. I'm like, dude, you just sounded like rule number 3. He's like, man, you should try to find that kid. Obviously he's a much older now, and get him on your show, like just a quick little say something. Then he comes out and goes, "What about rule 3?" And I'm like, yeah, he's probably, he's real chubby, so he's probably he's a little heavy of a kid. I said, yeah, he's probably like 160 pounds now, nice and thin, and has a much higher pitched voice. What about rule number 3? Just joking. So I'm just sharing this with you for whatever you want to listen and change things around. And because here's the things, look, I know we're all in some coins. Some ones that may take a while to move. Some might take a long while to move. Some maybe not so long, but maybe some of these other ones are going to move faster. Maybe it's Digibyte. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's Theta. Maybe it's not. Like, I don't know. But if you feel like some of these coins that are going to be longer term holds, and you're like, well, I'd rather catch, for example, let's just assume my top 3 works great. Litecoin, Digibyte, and Theta. Let's just say that. And you're like, well, I think I'm going to put a little more heavy, sell off a couple of these or a portion of them, whatever, of something to put some more Theta, more Digibyte in, and maybe ride those up. And then when they ride up to levels, we're all like, oh my God, guys, I hope you're selling, taking profits right now. We're all making a lot of money. Do you then say, well, what was the price of that other token? We knew it was going to be good. It's just taking a little long time. Or, matter of fact, Dent. I think even Dent was in the White Dove report. This is a little bonus. And I think even Sharon Michelle confirmed that Dent's good. And you know me, I love Dent because I got back in last year. It's freaking phenomenal. But even Dent, though it gets good, takes a while to get there. It takes a little while. And they felt like even though the platform's out, things are going, like, it's not going to go up like some of these other coins, percentage-wise, like in the same amount of time. It'll go, but you're going to have to wait back here, over here, as opposed to in here. So that's an example of, well, maybe I'll sell some Dent now. And yeah, it's 8 cents now. I mean, you might be in at 1, 2, 3 cents. I don't know. But that's the other thing. I had this conversation with Frank and Brian because they're down on some of their coins just like the rest of us. And they're like, man, you think I ought to get out of that? He's like, should I wait for it to at least get back to even so I get the money back in it? I said, well, you could, but I want you to think of this. And let's just say it's Dent in this case, which, by the way, as of this second, sitting here talking to you, I have not touched my Dent. But I said, let's leave, because Brian had Dent. And Frank, I don't know if Frank had Dent. But I think Brian was in at like 2 cents on Dent, somewhere around there. So now it's 0.8, it's almost a penny, whatever. Let's, just to give you an accurate price, I'm just going to go look at it real quick. Dent is, as this moment, 8.5 cents. So again, I'll just round off to a penny to make this easy. He's down 50%, right? Half his money, because 2 cents to 1 cent, obviously 50% loss. You're down half of whatever you got it. So here's the thing. If he waits, and it's going to go, I'm feel confident it's going to go back, it's going to go back there. But what if it takes 2-3 months to do that, or 4 months, whatever it is? Although that's a long time in my eyes. Again, 2-3 months, let's say it doesn't. But in the same 2 or 3 month period, something like Theta and or Digibyte and or Redcoin and or Stellar, or makes moves, higher gains, where if you took that loss, that 50% loss, and said screw it, like say he put $2,000 in it, now he's down to $1,000. He sells it, gets his 1,000, puts 1,000, 500 into Digibyte, 500 into Redcoin or Theta, whatever, and then watch that go over the next 2 or 3 months. Holy crap! Maybe one of those has tripled, maybe one's doubled. Your money's back, buddy. You're good. Maybe you want to sit in those. Maybe you want to take some profit out of that now, then get back into Dent coin. I don't know. I can't. I'm trying to give you some ideas. There's just so many coins. There's so many different things you could do. And I've got some of these coins that are not moving that well. I know Pillar's a great project. I know it's going to be incredible. It's a good one. But even as Michelle originally said, it'll just be slow, but it'll be really good. I personally am okay not touching my Pillar at all. Honestly, not even touching my Dent, not touching any of these other coins, these smaller holdings that I have, or whatever. To say, well, I want to put it all, I'm going to put them only in these 3. Only having 3 coins in your whole portfolio, you might knock one out of the park if this actually goes right well. Litecoin, Digibyte, and Theta, okay, I'm all in. Like, just those 3, you ought to have a nice little spread. I would feel a little more comfortable having a bigger spread than 3, to be honest with you. But I'm not you. And what if you are one of those persons that, Joe, I only got 200, 300, 400, 500 bucks. That's all I got. I need this to count. I need this to count. More than words can say. I need this to count. I've got to. Yeah. Sorry about that. It just comes in and I got to do it. It's almost like Tourette's. You got to say it. Little 80s song comes in. I got to sing it real quick. Good or bad sounding. It's coming. Now, maybe you're one of those people. 200, 300, 400, 500. Joe, I just need to hit a home run. Because Litecoin's already $150. 40, whatever it is right now. 140, 150. And you didn't get in when I was begging everyone last year at $40. If it goes 10 times, that's $1,500. If it goes 20 times, $3,000. 30 times, $4,500. And this is very possible. Not only possible, I think it's very probable to go there and even higher. So you might be able to make 30, 40 times or more, possibly, with Litecoin, even at today's prices. For those of us who got a bunch at $40, well, obviously it's better for us. But even me, the bulk of my Litecoin wasn't at 40. It came in at over 100, not to mention the website stuff, that was coming in, but at that price, you could say. So bottom line is, if someone's looking to just gamble, but wants to knock one out of the park, and if they don't get anything out of it, they just don't even care. Theta and Digibyte. Leave Litecoin out of it. Oh my God, did Joe just say leave Litecoin out of this? I did. I said it. But I ain't leaving Litecoin out of mine. No, sir. Negative. That's a big negative, Ghost Rider. Stand down. No, J-Snip is standing down on Litecoin. I will not be going in those just 2. I'm just trying to say, if you had to hit a home run and make it count, I honestly think those 2 coins would be worth gambling on. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not your financial advisor, but I know what I would do if I was in that situation and I just needed it to count. Again, my top 3, Litecoin, Theta, Digibyte. Bill's, Litecoin, Digibyte, Theta. Does the order really matter, especially if you're just spreading it across all 3 the same? $200, $200, and $200. It doesn't matter, right? I mean, it's the same across. One might go up 30 times, one might go up 100 times, one might go up 80 times, which one, or better. Because if Sharon Michelle gets this right with her price prediction, because she says, Spirit normally doesn't want to give pricing. They just don't want to do that. But she got the answer when she asked. In Digibyte, as of this moment, talking to you, is 3.8 cents. We'll just say 4 cents. So at today's price, I got a little spreadsheet right in front of me. If you can actually get it at 3.8 cents, I've got it at 4 cents, is 225 times your money if it goes to $9. And this is by January when she felt like it would do that. January coming up, 2019. Which also means, Joe, are you telling me, again, assuming this stuff gets right, if I put $1,000 into Digibyte today, I could have at least a 225 times return? That answer is yes, if you can get it at the all-time high top of $9. She was saying between $8 and $9, you may want to start selling. So let's just go down to $8 and tell you what that math is. 200 times your money. $9, 225. However, if it's 0.038 cents at $9, that's 236 times your money. And if it is $8, it's 210 times your money at 3.8 cents right now. Which, again, also means, Joe, are you telling me if I came up with $10,000? That's right. You be in the millions, right? Was that 2 point something million? Let's see, $10,000 times, well, I guess we'd have to figure out how much you actually had Digibyte in the first place. Let's see. Let me switch my numbers. First of all, let's go back to 4 cents because that's more realistic anyways. You're probably going to pay your little fees. Just call it 4 cents in $8. 200 times. Yeah, so we're talking 200 times 10,000. $2 million. If these people are right. And more specifically, Sharon Michelle, because she actually got a number from Spirit. Spirit in the sky. Oh, pick me up. Spirit in the sky. And Spirit in the sky is going to pick you up. Because if you can turn 10K into $2 million in, what, 7 months, 8 months? Right, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, 8 months. It's going to be one hell of a story to tell. But that's going all in like that on Digibyte. I'm telling you. Because she also gave a number for Theta. Now, Michelle gave a number within 4 to 12 months from now, she felt. And I think I kept saying in the videos, by the way, so I'll correct that now. This year, she said it'll be dollars this year. More than likely, yes. But the actual reading was between 4 and 12 months from like May the 2nd or whatever it was, May the 3rd. So 4 to 12 months, she felt like it would be several dollars. She gave an exact dollar amount report in the report on that one. However, Sharon Michelle, and she didn't give a timeline, I don't think, for this one either, though. Just that in the future, I see this price for Theta, which goes exactly in line with what Michelle said. Almost, I should say. She saw $179 for Theta. And just so you know, at 18 cents today, which I'll double check as I've talked to you here, Theta, 17.9, so 18 cents. That would be 988 times your money, which would mean $1,000 is $988,000, nearly $1 million off a $1,000 investment when that price is hit. But that could be 4 years from now. It could be 3 years from now. So I got the sneaky idea to send a text message to Michelle White Dove's manager lady, that handles her stuff, Shantae. And I said, Shantae, because it dawned on me after hearing Sharon Michelle talk about Spirit in the cents, not the dollars range. They put the dollar figure, not Spirit. And when they did their triple confirmation, it was absolutely 900 cents, not dollars. So that's $9. So I thought, ooh, well, you all know Michelle says theta is going to be the killer one. You're going to get rich off that. You know, that was the words for her to Pete. Pete, it'll make you rich, you know. And so I said, hey, Shantae, could you ask Michelle when she's in the zone, you know, giving reading, like when she's connected, could you run theta by her one more time? And just ask. I said, because here's a thought. What if, since theta at the time was around 13 cents, and Spirit said it'll be thousands, is it possible, since it was already in cents, that it was thousands of cents? Right? 1,000 cents would be $100. Now we're in line with what Sharon has said. So a couple hours went by. Joe, she did it. And her answer is that theta is like the tortoise and the hare. And you know the tortoise always catches up and wins. It was thousands of dollars. She said it was dollars. Damn, I said to myself. Okay, how many more times do I have to try to stealthily ask her? Which I didn't even think about the cents thing until Sharon. It was a great idea. Honestly, it was a good thing to do for me to ask her. You know, for like the third time. Just a different way. But it made sense this way, you know? So she got another confirmation. And remember, when she picked up that phone and called Pete, it was like, Pete, theta. What is theta? Theta, this crypto theta. We've got to get some. It'll make you rich. That's the one. That's my top pick. That's the one. What is it? Theta. I've never heard of that. All right, let me go look it up. Let me go contact my buddy Joe. Theta? Pete, I have not heard of theta. He's like, yeah, some kind of thing. The YouTube guy and they are advisors. All right, let me go look at it. And I'm reading about it. It actually sounds pretty damn good. I was actually bothered that I didn't somehow find that beforehand. Like, hey, why didn't I, present that back in January? Hey guys, here's an ICO for you. I just didn't know. I didn't find it. I didn't know. But that's how honestly, that's how most all of us became aware of it, right? There might be one or two of you out there that said, no, Joe, I actually heard about it. I just didn't do anything about it. Okay, cool. But most all of us didn't. We just don't know. Didn't know. So I'm sitting here thinking, damn, at $179, that's $988,000 for a $1,000 investment. If this stuff happens, if they're actually right. And the good news is, if Michelle says it's going to the thousands, and let's just say for whatever reason, as much as I've asked, she happened to get it wrong. Oh my gosh, it was only hundreds. And like what Sharon says, she sees a 179 on that thing. You can be upset at 988 times your money. If you are, I'm going to come find you and slap you across the face. Because you're a greedy bastard if that's the case. Greed has no bounds with you. But, realistically, it doesn't sound right. But and I did the math. I said, okay, at $179, there's, 600. I'll tell you right now. There's 628,596. 628,596,079 theta tokens times $179 would be 1, 2, 3 would be, wait a minute, I think I got my numbers wrong. Hang on. 628,596,079 times $179 is 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be $112 billion. That's actually not outrageous when you think of it. Bitcoin is more than that. But what's Bitcoin going to be in 2 years from now, 3 years from now? It'll probably be over $1 trillion market cap. Easily. Probably trillions potentially, right? Couple trillion, 2, 3 trillion, I don't know. And I want to remind you, last year, and I'm going to show it to you, but let me continue for a second. 112 billion. What if it's $1,000? Well, you do the math. It would be 628,596,079 times 1,000. $682 billion. Nearly $750 billion. But again, if this is the new financial system and this is the new thing, These things should be trillions of dollars combined. And I'm talking about the big performers, not all the coins, the biggest performers of the bunch. So say a handful of 5 coins. These freaking things are, 10, 15 trillion. Do you have any idea how many trillions of dollars is in the world? Quadrillions, not hundreds of trillions, quadrillions. So I'll end it in a second, but I want to show you this one thing here. Okay. We're going back to January 2017 right here. Okay. And we're going to go to the end of December. It's January 5th. We'll just stop there, actually. And this is the entire crypto market cap. Okay. And I understand that some of the ICOs and things came later on in 2018. However, the market cap of the markets is the market cap. There's no, it is what it is, and that means the money's there one way or the other. So just doesn't matter. The entire market cap, January, $15 billion. That's Bitcoin and everything that went with it. Which, not that there was a whole lot that went with it compared to now, but there was probably a few hundred coins as opposed to 1,600 these days. And again, most of those 1,600 are just junk, whatever. There's, the top 100 coins, top 200 coins are really where it's at. Anyways, $15.5 billion market. By May 1st, it was $38 billion. By the end of May, $100 billion. How about by the end of the year, when we had the huge run up, December 20th, $626 billion market cap in 1 year. So $626 billion from what? $17 billion. So let's just look at what the market cap is today, or better yet, same time frame, January to current, and we're going to do the same math. We start off over here. It was 700 billion. And again, I know we had a big sell off and that sort of thing. So we can even go down here. It doesn't matter. We'll call it 400 billion. Where we are today, 400 billion. It went from 12. Well, if we round that off, let's just say downwards, we round that 12 billion or 15 billion. Actually, it was 15 billion, right? So 15 billion times 10 would be 150 billion. Times 20 would be 300. Times 40 would be 600. So let's just say it 40x'd. And we're at a $400 billion market cap right now. Right? 440 billion. Billion. That's millions, billions. 440 billion times 40 times, just like last year, equals, I stretch my calculator over, 1, 2, 3 millions, billions, trillions. All right? Millions, billions, trillions. If it does what it did last year, you're talking a $17 trillion market here in the not so distant future. And keep in mind, I didn't start with 800, 700, 800 billion like January was in. Just to be fair, let's look at something more realistic. Like now it's 400 billion. It's been around that 3, 4, for a while now. So 400, 300, 400 billion. That's $17 trillion. Now that you see that number, can Theta be 600 billion? Absolutely. Can Digibyte be something near that or even hundreds? Absolutely. Why can't it? And if Theta goes into the thousands of dollars, right? What did we say that was? There's 600 and, let me go back just so I have exact numbers here. Circulating supply, that's what we're talking about. That's the numbers I've always used. So 628,596,079 times $1,000. Again, just over half a trillion, 628 billion. Is that actually absurd all of a sudden that I've shown you a $17 billion market cap for the entire crypto world if it only does what it just did last year? What if, because of the hype of December and January, what if it takes us 3 years? So in other words, what it did last year 40 times, it takes 3 years to do that now, right? Let's just say that. So in other words, that 17 trillion I just showed you is 3 years from now, not next year. It didn't 40x this year. 3 years, $17 trillion worth of money into that, value, market cap. It would make sense, wouldn't it? Well, Michelle did say it would be out there ways. Sooner than we all think, but it ain't going to be like this year. And you're not going to see thousands of dollars this year. No way. But it would be out there a few years. And in her report, she does put a timeline of what she feels those few years are, out in the report. So now does this make sense? Now can you see why when we all talked about ground floor this and ground floor, we're on the ground floor. Guys, don't worry about the sell-off. Guys, come on, hodl. Can you see why we were just so adamant? Because if this all pays off, even kind of, what I just shared with you is going to be a reality. If it doesn't pay off like we think, some of what I just showed you will be a reality to some extent. And it will be a fantastic reality. Such as, it didn't get to $1,000 theta, but it did get to 179 or 180 or whatever. You upset at 988 times your money 3 years later or 2 years or whatever it ends up being? No. But that should put it into perspective for you. Nobody on January of 2017, 15 billion market cap would think at the end of this year, it's going to be almost $1 trillion. It got to nearly 800 billion. A few days into January. You know what I mean? So honestly, if you want to go from January to January, which is fair, because that's what the analysis was that I showed you, I didn't show you December to December. Matter of fact, why don't we just look at December to December? Or at least just look it up the last one. Yes, it was still 14 to 15 billion. It was in the 14s. 14 billion in December. Actually did touch 16 there, 17, 18, 16, 15, 17, 18. All right, so it was safe to say it was the same. Okay. But I did go from January. So if I went from January to January, we did hit $800 billion plus market cap. That is beyond insane. That's more than 40 times. So what does it mean? I think it means what I just showed you. This is where the world's heading. You have an opportunity through all these little dips and pullbacks. Oh no. Yeah, but the psychic said. Crypto Dragon said. Just wait. And let's see how the rest of May plays out. Let's see how June plays out. Let's see if by chance some of these top three anyways go crazy from maybe the end of May. I don't know, May to June. And I get the call from Chris and Bill. Hey, we think we're gonna move because they're renting. They could leave, break the lease and go. We think we're gonna move now. I was gonna ask you. I've seen the crypto market here. We just entered June. It's fantastic. And those three top picks are doing really well. Hey, great. So I'm excited about this. I don't care about this little sell-off here over the last few days. I don't care. The numbers I just showed you, this is real. Those numbers didn't magically say, hey, let me show you the spreadsheet I made up myself. And if it goes here and if this happens, this has already happened. Now the only if is if these cryptos go to this and that and that. Do we have any past tense data that shows these little teeny tiny crypto prices going crazy high? As a matter of fact, we do. Anyone remember Litecoin, 6, 7, 8 cents, January 2013? $3 to $4. It went sideways for a while. Ran up to 39, went back down to 3. 17 rolls around. It's $3, $4, etc. And that's what Theta is. That's what Digibyte is. And I've got Trader Boss calling me. Gotta run, my friends. Take care.